All right, before we get started, we want to look at Yuri's racket. He is using this is the inner shield, using TENIS 05 FX on the forehand, and he's using air up. And the reason that I like this pip for Yuri is we finally found a pip that chops well and hits well, bumps well, pushes well. Those other pips that would chop great, but you couldn't hit. There were pips that you can hit great, but you couldn't chop. And if you want to get this pip, if you are a long pip chopper, chop blocker, or chopper, you can go to colestt.com.
Chopping part two? Or... Yeah. Okay. Hello, my name is Brian Pace. I'm here with one of my friends. Used to be a student, now he's a good friend just as well, Yuri Nathanson. And we're responding to a article that Greg Letts from Australia wrote about chopping. And what he did in the article was explain the template for his backhand chop and how he wanted to imprint that same structured system to his forehand. And once we read the article, we looked at how we can incorporate that approach to Yuri's chop, because Yuri's chopping style, he had more of a chopping backhand and he had more of a Juicy Hugh style to where he made counter loops. So we looked at how we could incorporate looking at the template for the backhand chop, and what we came up with was the first thing, because it counter loops so much, is that we had to take the racket up more. So we did just a block of exercises where we focused on starting the racket above so you could come back and chop, because normally he would take the racket back. And just really incorporate the chop, because he really didn't do it before. If a person made a big loop, he'd make a block or counter loop. Now it's kind of restructured how he plays the match, because when he does a chop, I imagine everybody would attack it more, but they're really pushing the ball more, you know. So that was the first exercise. Second exercise, we worked on just looping, and then when I would make a push, he would come in, because you have to change all the approaches. You know, if you make a chop and then the person does a push, and you make a push and they loop again, you want to make sure you start that racket above. backhand, we focused on making chops. And then when I would loop here, he would either have a choice to make a chop and to do a counter loop. And I think the most important thing that we realized from the backhand is that when he makes contact at the height of the table. So that's kind of a unique identifier for the forehand, that when you would go back to make a chop, is to make contact with the height of the table. This video still talks about just playing against chop, because we did a video almost 2 years ago. Guy has almost 10,000 hits, and Yuri's so much better than that that we just want to showcase the new chop. So enjoy. Sweat.